One of the things that I've always wanted to do is write 1 million words of fiction in a year, just to see if I can do it. I've done multiple attempts in the past, with my closest attempt in 2023 when I reached 965,218 words for the entire year. I briefly considered attempting 1 million words again in 2024 before I realised I needed to reduce my writing frequency and take some writing breaks since the quality of word were dropping towards the end of 2023. In 2025, I'm going to try to reach 1 million words in a year again. I'm allowing myself to only work on pre-existing stories because I want to finish what I've already started. I also find it way easier to get new words with completely new projects, and I am sure that I would have succeeded this challenge in the past if I allowed myself to start unlimited new stories. I did consider writing in my lunch break, but that didn't end up working out. On the 1st of January, I wanted to give myself a buffer and I aimed for 10,000 words in a day, which I succeeded in. I then aimed for 4,000 words a day for as long as possible, which I managed for a week before my writing dropped back. I did the bulk of my writing before and after work, usually getting just under 2,000 words on the mornings that I wrote before work and the rest of the writing when I got home after work. This was my normal writing routine on most days, though I did have days where I chose to sleep in instead of getting words before work, and I had days where I chose to go to bed early instead of writing after work. In January, I started with a writing goal of 2,740 words if I took no breaks for the entire year, so I need to write those words every single day, and I reduced my needed amount for the rest of the year to 2,731 words. My daily writing goal with 2 break days a week started at 3,831 words. I reduced my monthly goal to 3,817 words for the remainder of the year. My monthly goal for the year started at 83,333 words, and I reduced my monthly goal to 82,929 words. For the month of January, I wrote 87,786 words, which is also my total for the year so far. My writing this month went towards 3 Red Dwarf fanfiction, 2 of them linked together in the same document, and the story that I've considered my focus story for over a year now. I got 83,400 words towards those 2 stories, and that was the bulk of my writing for the month, with the bulk of the writing being the first story in that document. The 3rd story I worked on for the month, I got 4,386 words. I started the year with 76 projects in my work in progress pile, a total which has not changed yet. I did find myself wanting to work on more stories than I did. Mid-2024, I started working on a spreadsheet that will have all my writing recorded in one place for better graphing for what I've worked on. I was not accurate in my recording when I first started recording everything, which was back in 2016. I didn't record every single story that I was writing towards, and I didn't record when I changed titles between stories, so it wasn't always clear what story had what title, and I can't even go by word totals for the month because I would go delete out, cut stuff in between months back when I first started recording, so that if I needed to delete a whole heap of things, I would go delete it from the document at the end of the month. So I'd record my total for the end of February, for example, delete that, and then for my total for the start of March, it would have a reduced amount. And I sometimes changed my story titles at the same time I did those deletions, so I can't go and look at that and go, oh yes, that's definitely that story. And most of my stories I do have in my backup folder, but there is a few that aren't in my backup folder for whatever reason. They may have only had that title for that 1 month that I was recording. My backup is a bit earlier and a bit later, so I don't have some of the titles recorded. At the moment with my historical spreadsheet, I have got April 2016 to December 2017 recorded. If I have my 4,000 words for the day, I start transcribing data from my old spreadsheet to my new spreadsheet. And I did originally start the year with 2025 in my new historical spreadsheet, but I ended up splitting that out partway through the month when I realised that my focus story split out between drafts partway through 2016, and I believe it does it again in 2018 and again when I transcribe everything over to Scrivener's. Until that's fully completed and I know what story is what, everything will be staying separate for now. January, I focused on my normal writing routine, and I have got changes that I'm doing to that for the month of February. I would love to see your suggestions in the comments below for writing challenges that I can do towards my writing goal. Thank you for joining me today.